Hey guys, welcome back to the weekly Mailbag video series. I'm your host, John Rivera, as always. Host of the ROMcast, as well as the lead reviewer for the Solid State Gamer, which is this right here. You guys should check this out. We have a bunch of articles and stuff having to do with the world of video games. And like I said, we do a podcast every week, which I host. But anyway, welcome back for those of you guys who have been following this. I've picked up a couple 32X games, a Sega Saturn game, and a Dreamcast game. So let me just start with the Sega 32X games. I'm actually not going to pull these out of their housings because the cardboard's kind of beat up. So I want to make sure before I have the adhesive or the means to repair the cardboard and to restore its structural integrity, I want to make sure it's underneath plastic. But mark my words and believe me when I say that these games are complete. The manual, the cartridge, the sleeve, the insert, it's all in here. And I actually got myself a complete in-box version of Shadow Squadron. I've had this game as a loose cart for the last, I guess, month and a half, and love the game so much I wanted to own it complete. So now I finally have it. So yeah, this game's fantastic. If you guys have yet to play this but have the means to, like have a 32X and a Genesis, I highly recommend it. Now we have Virtua Racing Deluxe. And the thing that makes this game deluxe is that it has 2 extra tracks, it has 2 extra vehicles, it's got a prototype car and a stock car, and yeah, see, like 2 bullet points right there, 3 cars to choose from, 5 different tracks, and then 2 of them being newly designed tracks. It has the 4 different camera angles that you can switch through, or you can toggle through on the fly, and it also has split screen action. This game is actually a game that uses actually, interestingly enough, a lot of the 32X games have this little emblem right here saying that the 6-button controller is recommended. And yeah, it seems like the 3-button controller is kind of like a classic sort of setup for the Genesis, and then the 6-button was kind of like the thing that they use for fighting games, but even more so than that, it was definitely the controller of the 32X. So, a little interesting tidbit of information right there. Alright, I'm going to skip the Saturn game because I'm going to save the best for last, but not to say that this game's not any good. It's a load of fun, but the game's just, it's dumb. It really is. This game is called Charge and Blast, and it is an arcade-style fixed third-person shooter where you kind of move side to side on a lateral plane, and you move your crosshair around and lock onto things. You charge your shot and you blast them away. So let me just read the synopsis. Get ready, lock, load, which first of all, I don't know if that's the right load. You would think you would load a shot, L-O-A-D, a shot. But anyway, lock, load, and charge and blast. The ultimate shoot-'em-up action game that has blasted its way onto the Sega Dreamcast. Developed by the same team who brought you House of the Dead and Sega Bass Fishing, Charge and Blast is guaranteed to make you beg for more. So, yeah, this game is totally dumb and over the top, and by the way, that's Godzilla on the back of the box right there. So yeah, this game is ridiculous. I highly recommend it though. It is a solid game. I think somewhere around here I have a couple of other pickups, but I'm actually just going to do this for now. So this game is pretty amazing. It was actually brand new, shrink wrapped and everything, or it was cellophane wrapped. And so you guys might be wondering what this game is. It's a Japanese-only Sega Saturn game called Stellar Assault SS. And for those of you who are familiar with Shadow Squadron or Stellar Assault, you guys might be familiar with the ship design. Yep, it's the same ship basically. So this game, Stellar Assault SS, is basically a spiritual pseudo-sequel to the first Shadow Squadron or Stellar Assault. And this game is pretty incredible. It has several more missions than what you can find in the 32X version. The 32X only has like 6 missions and 1 final boss fight. From what I understand, Stellar Assault SS has several more missions and more varied objectives in order to complete the missions and stuff like that. And yeah, this game is pretty solid. I mean, it's brand new. The CD is in immaculate condition. Here's the front CD art for you guys to see. This game was not cheap. The 32X games I bought for roughly $10 a piece. The Charge and Blast, I actually bought that brand new in wrap, and that was around $8. But this game, like I said, not cheap. I spent a pretty penny for this, so you can tell it's brand new. It's got the spine card with it. It's got a special decal with the Synthesis Space Force wings, or I guess, yeah, flight wings badge. And then like a little registration card and stuff. And then here's the manual right here. This game has fantastic graphics and music. I probably put a couple hours of stick time into it, and I'm just gonna say it's been really hard to put down. It's just such an interesting game. It's so interesting that Sega actually went out and made a game like this, but they did, and it just turns out to be a fantastic take on the genre of spaceflight combat games. And it seems like we're seeing a revival of spaceflight sims. So Stellar Assault SS, the Furious Cosmos. Final battle have just started now. Why they come to attack us bi-yearly? Where are they from? And who are they? So yeah, I love the poorly translated English. But yeah, so I ended up spending roughly 120 bucks on this game. I think it was 125. Yes, that's a lot of money. But the reason why I spent all the money on this game is because I saw a bunch of gameplay videos and I knew I would like it. So I wasn't really worried about that much. What I was worried about was kind of getting screwed by the price, and so I did some investigative work to see why this game is so rare. Well, it turns out that this game not only came out in Japan alone, but on top of that, they only made like a few thousand copies of this game. From anywhere from like 2,000 to 5,000 copies of this title, which is weird. You would think that a spiritual successor or sequel or pseudo-sequel, whatever you want to call it, to a game that was actually kind of successful in Japan would have seen a wider release, albeit only in Japan. Well, that wasn't the case with this game, so like I said, only a few thousand copies of this game exists, and it's by far one of the most obscure Sega Saturn games. And truth be told, I mean, a lot of opinions may differ or whatever as to what is the rarest Sega Saturn game, but I'm just gonna say it right here. This game is by far the rarest, so I'm glad to have it in my collection, and it's my prized jewel now. So, but anyway, that does it pretty much for my weekly mailbag video for this week. As always, I'm John Rivera saying thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any comments, suggestions, be sure to weigh in underneath this video. Or you can comment on the article section on our website, thesolidstategamer.wordpress.com, when the article is posted. Or you can drop some feedback or some suggestions on top of us by using our email, solidstateromcast@gmail.com. Don't worry, the links will be in the description below. And yeah, thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.